My name's Marty Rowland, and I welcome everybody to the first YouTube video educational program. I'm doing this free of charge and no credit, but what I'm doing is providing an opportunity for people to take this course that's being offered live in New Orleans at the architectural firm of FUTUREPROOF on Baronne Street. Now, the sustainable urban governance, the idea behind, what's this course about? People might want to know. Well, this course is presenting a technique to assure that governmental operations are transparent, accountable, and measurable. That's all of what this course is all about. And if you think about it, this is something that's been needed since day one. In some of the ways that I'm going to be talking about this, the techniques aren't new, but they've been lost for about 200 or 300 years. Some of these techniques I'm talking about were practiced widely in continental Europe in the 17th century. And I've done some research and figured out that what we need to do is kind of go back to some of those ideas which talked about the importance of home, the importance of society, and really importance of the environment and the whole structure of how we run government. The three main readings that we're going to concentrate on in the urban governance class is going to be a paper that I wrote back in 2002. It's called the Hope Crisis Continuum, and another reading is called the Public Revenue Outlay Transparency Diagram. Then the last one is a draft standard for governance systems. Now the first two that you can, well actually the first one, if you want to find out where to find the Hope Crisis Continuum, you got to go down here to my website called www.thirdlegconsultants.com, and if you go to the academic and philosophical papers, you can find those two articles. So I'm encouraging everybody who's seeing this early, before the beginning of the class on January 29th, that you read those papers and come prepared to talk about those papers and the project that you're thinking about doing. Now the other class, or the other reading is, it's on the FutureProofNOLA.com website. That's www.futureproofnola.com. And that's the draft standard for draft standard for governance systems. Now, one of the things we're going to be doing in this class is we're going to be reading papers, we're going to be reading newspaper articles, and we're going to be commenting on the lecture materials. Some of the readings are presented in this PowerPoint presentation. That's going to be the subject of the video number 2, and then I think we're going to be probably going through about 4 or 5 10-minute clips on the videos from that lecture. Just to let you know, the lecture that I'm going to be giving in videos 2 through probably 6 or 7 is lecture notes from the time that I taught a course at Tulane at 2002 in the School of Engineering and Environmental and Civil Engineering. It's called Infrastructure Systems. And what you'll be finding in this class is when I talk about sustainable urban governance, a lot of what I'm talking about is hard and soft infrastructure systems. Systems such as, soft infrastructure being like schools, hospitals, the service type provision. Now, when I talk about hard infrastructure, I'm talking about roads and bridges and mass transit, the buildings themselves, those kind of things. There is a category of infrastructure that's not too well understood, but it's called environmental infrastructure, and that's things such as groundwater aquifers, rivers, the atmosphere, and those things that we kind of take for granted, but when populations start impinging on the environment, we have to make sure that we don't damage the environment and make sure that it fits our needs and the environment is protected from what we do to it. I know we got a few more minutes before the 10 minutes is up, but I want to make one thing clear about what the outcome of this class. What I expect the students to do in this class is to first pick a topic, pick a city, pick a department maybe in the city where you want to do some analysis of whether that department, whether that city is running their governance systems transparently, whether there's accountability, and whether they're really measuring what they claim that they want to accomplish. So once they pick the topic, I expect students to come maybe in the second or third class prepared to do a little presentation to the class of why they picked it, what they intend to achieve, things that they found out to that date. And by the end of the class, like April, May, I expect the students to have a professional paper written. Of course, I'm going to help them write it, but a professional paper that would go to a professional journal. Also a textbook. I think we can probably write a fairly good textbook for a course that's needed in every university. And I've done a lot of research on this, and there's really no university that really gets to the heart of what I'm trying to teach, which I'll be covering a lot in the second video and beyond. So just before we leave on this first 10-minute segment, and I'm hoping I'm not running over on the 10 minutes, is wanted to show the idea behind this course. Now, people who are familiar with environmental issues, environmental policy, will recognize the term triple bottom line. In typical economic analysis, business managers might say, well, what's the bottom line cost on here, bottom line effect? And they're always talking about the economy. But if you understand anything about systems that I'm talking about finding the triple bottom line in terms of the economy, in terms of society, justice, and then the environment, because all these have to be considered if you're talking about a true economic benefit. Now, if you look at the triple bottom line, you'll see where my focus is in the urban governance, which is a center where all three circles come together in the little hash mark right in the center. And I've done a little analysis that shows how if you take those intersections where the two intersect, up on the top where you got the economy and society, you have what's called the intersection called public capital. And public capital is things such as, roads, the things I talked about, the hard infrastructure systems. And when you go down through the other ones, you get similar, where you got the intersection of the economy and the environment. It's public wealth, which I'll get into some details later. And then the other one is the combination of society and the environment is sustainable design. So those are the kind of things that I'm going to be talking about in this course, and I hope you join me in video number 2.